Hi friends! This is Miss Sara with the Milwaukee Letting Library. We're so glad you're back with us for our online story times this fall. For our story time today, I would like to talk about rainbows. Have you ever seen a rainbow? You have? When do rainbows come out? After it rains. After it rains and the sun shines through those drops, we might see a rainbow. Let's see if we can remember all the colors of a rainbow together. Let's start with red. Okay, oh, this is gonna be a nice rainbow, I can tell already. So we have red. Do you know what comes next? Orange. Here we go, let's add our orange on top of our red. Already starting to look more like a rainbow. Okay, next we have a color that is the same color of lemons and the sun. Do you know what color it is? Yellow. Okay, here we go. Red, orange, yellow. Next we have green. Can you think of some green things? Yeah, I thought immediately of grass and leaves as green things. We have two left. The next one is the same color as this, as our background. It's blue. Here we go. Let's put our blue on there. Almost done. We're missing one color. Can you guess what it is? Purple. Here we go. It's perfect. Look at that. What a good looking rainbow. Let's do a song about the colors of the rainbow. Are you ready? You are. Here we go. Red, orange, yellow, red, orange, yellow, green and blue, green and blue. Purple is the last one, purple is the last one, shining for you, shining for you. Nice job with all those colors, friends. Should we go see if we can find any rainbows in our book today? Let's do it.
Hey, I see a rainbow. That animal's swimming under the ocean, and the rainbow looks like it's coming from the surface. Looks sparkly, too. Our book today is Not Quite Narwhal by Jessie Sima. Do you know what a narwhal is? It's a whale that has a really big tusk that some people think looks like a unicorn horn. So does that animal on the cover look like a whale? No, I don't think so either. Not Quite Narwhal. Ooh, an oyster shell. What do you think could be in that oyster shell? What do you find in an oyster shell sometimes? Maybe a pearl. Let's see if there's a pearl inside. Nope, not a pearl. What is it? Looks like a baby unicorn. Kelp was born deep in the ocean. Oh, that must be kelp. Hi, kelp. He knew early on that he was different from other narwhals. Oh, he thinks he's a narwhal. His tusk wasn't as long as everyone else's, and he had different tastes in food. That narwhal is enjoying eating that squid. Does kelp like eating the squid? No, he says, bleh. And he wasn't a very good swimmer. He has floaties on. But his friends didn't seem to mind, so kelp decided that he wouldn't either. He's having fun with his narwhal friends. That is, until he was swept away by a strong current. Uh-oh! He's hanging on to some sea plants and then whoosh! He says, I wish I were a better swimmer! Where do you think that ocean current is going to sweep him away to? Let's see. Looks far out to sea. Kelp found himself at the surface, closer to land than he had ever been before. What does he see high up on that cliff? What does that look like to you? Looks like another unicorn to me. I wonder if Kelp's ever seen another unicorn. High up on a cliff, he spotted a mysterious sparkling creature. It looked so familiar. It looked like Kelp. Kelp swam toward land as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that he could catch up with the creature that looked just like him. It started out night, and he's swimming and swimming, and the sun's coming up, and there it is, it's daytime. When he finally reached the shore, Kelp felt a little bit anxious. He had never left the ocean. Have you felt anxious trying something new before? Me too. He was nervous about walking for the first time, but the land creatures made it look so easy. What land creature does he see? Little crab. Snap, 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 snap. Can you snap your claws like a crab? Snap, 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 snap. It wasn't. It wasn't easy. Look, Kelp is trying to walk sideways like a crab at first. He says, oof, as he falls down. Maybe he wasn't meant to walk like a crab. Now what is he trying to walk like? Trying to leap like a frog. And he says, ow. That didn't work well either. Eventually, he got the hang of it. The turtle walks a little bit more like he walks. That's working out. He looks so proud. Everything on land was strange and beautiful, but also kind of scary. Ooh, I see some spooky eyes in the woods. Kelp began to think he might never find the creature that looked just like him. But just as he stumbled out of the forest, what do you think he'll find? Unicorns! Kelp says, land narwhals! Hee, that's funny. Actually, we're unicorns, and by the looks of it, so are you. Kelp thought he was a narwhal this whole time, and then he found all the animals that looked like him. And I see lots of rainbows here. There's rainbows falling from the sky like waterfalls. Kelp had never heard of unicorns before. They taught him all sorts of new things about his tusk. We call them horns, the big unicorn saying. Wow! Look, rainbows coming out of their horns. That's cool. They introduced him to unicorn delicacies. A unicorn. And they showed him how to gallop. Gallop means running for horses. There was no doubt that Kelp was, in fact, a unicorn. He was having so much fun that he didn't want to leave. Oh, how does he look like he feels here? Maybe a little sad. But then he remembered all of his friends under the sea. Kelp missed them terribly, so he said goodbye to the unicorns and returned to the sea. The unicorns say, come back soon! The crab's waving goodbye too. Snap, snap. Kelp swam toward home as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that the narwhals would still like him now that he was a unicorn. When he finally arrived, Kelp had butterflies in his stomach. What does that mean to have butterflies in your stomach? He's nervous. Why is he nervous? Because he thinks his friends might not like him anymore, but they're all smiling, and I see a big banner. Do you know what the banner says? Welcome home. They look pretty happy to see him. Kelp, one of them says. Kelp took a deep breath and told his friends the news. It turns out I'm not a narwhal. One of the narwhals says, of course you aren't. I'm a unicorn. We all knew that. They took it quite well. They knew the whole time that Kelp was a unicorn, and they still loved him. Kelp was happy to be home, but now that he'd experienced life on land with the unicorns, he couldn't seem to forget them. Look, he has a picture of a narwhal and a unicorn in his shell now. Did he want to be a land narwhal with the unicorns, or a sea unicorn with the narwhals? Kelp couldn't decide. Sounds like he doesn't really know where he belongs right now. But then he realized that maybe, just maybe what? Where are they going? They're going to visit the unicorns. He didn't have to choose. Look, they're all playing together. The narwhals can live in the sea by the shore with the unicorns right by them. What kind of things are they doing? Yeah, building sandcastles, playing volleyball, they're jumping, they're roasting marshmallows, playing guitar. Whew, this looks like a good time. That seems like the perfect solution. Now Kelp can hang out with all of his friends. The end.
I'm so glad that Kelp got to be with all of his friends in the end. What a great solution they all came up with. And I saw a ton of rainbows in that book. Do you think you found them all? I bet you did. Let's do one last song about rainbows. For this one, we're going to pretend to be a rainbow. Let's put our arms up really big, like a rainbow high in the sky. Here we go. Rainbow, rainbow, way up high, stretching far across the sky. After rain you might appear with your colors bright and clear. Rainbow, rainbow, way up high, stretching far across the sky. Thank you for joining me today, friends. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.